Hello, I make today the mud slide ice cream cake, which is we try to resemble popular restaurant mud slide to drink with a coffee and a chocolate, which is we will transform into the easy freezer dessert. So what we need for that is one box of Betty Crocker Super Moist chocolate fudge cake mix. So we use only cake mix from it. That's I open already. It's here in our bowl, and you can use a spoon or you can use electric mixer on low speed. Doesn't really matter. And what we do is we add half a cup of butter or margarine, not very soft or melted. See, I using basically margarine. This irresistibly buttery, so I use this one. And so mine is melted. I thought it would be easier to basically mixing. So we add one egg, and also we have 2 tablespoons of milk. So what we do with this mixture, we mixing all together to incorporate it all ingredients, which is as I said to you before. You can use electric mixer on a low speed, or you just use spoon just like I do. I think it would be fun, especially if your butter or margarine you're using it's actually melted. As you can see, it already is combined. So it's nicely well incorporated and kind of blend in. So what we do is we just simply spread this mixture into our prepared baking tin. We need preheat oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 it's something, and we need I use 13 by 9 inch, which is about 32 centimeters by 23 baking pan. Basically, reason is I using this one. It's actually kind of really tall pan, so you can use different ones, which is a bit shorter sort of. But I think it's better to use a taller. You find better. Even like a roasting dish will actually do. Make sure it's nice and straight on the sides, and it's be about 13 by 9 inch. And because once we done bake our first layer, which is chocolate fudge cake, we cool down and we will put on top vanilla ice cream. So after vanilla ice cream is freeze, we will put chocolate frosting on top. So we want this tallness, we want to have to work with. Make sure we don't have to worry that if we put in ice cream and it's not enough actual capacity of your baking pan. So that's why I choose this kind of pan. A lot of them fits in a size, but they wouldn't be too tall. But on the end of our baking, on the end of making finish this recipe, we will see if this pan is good. We will use it as a main suggestion, or if it's as a see how tall basically our mud slide ice cream cake will be. So what we do is we need grease only bottom part of this baking pan, but recipe asks only grease bottom part. But what I done is so I place non-stick baking paper on bottom of pan, just like around, only on bottom. Reason is because even if it's all set and it's all basically nicely done, to take out from pan would be easier because you have already even on bottom, but that's enough. We just slide the knife around and we take it out. So I probably will put just on the bottom non-stick baking paper. So next step is to place our prepared chocolate fudge cake mix and spread it nicely, just nicely everywhere around our pan. Once you spread a chocolate fudge cake mix, as you can see, it's nice and evenly distribute around baking pan. So what we do is we put inside our preheated oven, which is set to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, and bake for 16 to 18 minutes or until the center is set. Top might be appear a little bit dry and might be a little bit tiny bit cracked, but that's okay. So what we do is after that, once it's baked, take it out from oven and cool completely for about 1 hour. Then we can put ice cream on top. So let's place and bake for 16 to 18 minutes and then cool down. After about an hour, our chocolate fudge cake is cooled down. As you can see, it has like type of nice brownie-like base, sort of, which is very nice. And what we do is next, recipe asks for 2 tablespoons of coffee flavored liquor or strong coffee. I have coffee essence, so I just place. And what we do is we just brush with this essence quite stronger than actual coffee or liquor. So what we do is we just use it a little bit, but you can of course use strong coffee, couple tablespoons of strong coffee. But this is really great smell because it's slightly more concentrated, and we just brush it on top of our base. It will gives a nice beautiful coffee-like smell. Basically, also you can use next ingredients we will use. It's vanilla ice cream. We need 4 cups of vanilla ice cream. If you really coffee lover, you can use a coffee type of coffee flavored ice cream as well. Alright, that's all done. That's nicely. I think it probably would be enough because it's much more concentrated. And we use it just a normal basic vanilla ice cream, and leave it for 10-15 minutes from freezer to make sure it's a little bit soft enough. And we basically put on top of our base 4 cups of vanilla ice cream. As I said before, you can use also coffee flavored ice cream, and we spread it nicely on top of our base. Here we go. Let's spread it further. Once we spread our vanilla ice cream, we freeze for about 3 hours or until it's nice and firm. So let's place in the freezer for at least 3 hours, and then we can use chocolate frosting to place it on top. After 3 hours being in the fridge, as you can see, our ice cream is quite firm now. So what we do is, it's practically like rock. So next step, it's the last step. We need 1 container of Crocker whipped chocolate frosting, or you can just use any type of classic chocolate frosting, you're able to find it, and just use a little bit of a whipped cream to just lighten up mixture. So if you cannot find whipped chocolate frosting, what you do is buy just a normal average whipped cream in supermarket and beat it and incorporate it with the chocolate frosting to add just enough, maybe just will be 3-4 tablespoons, to make sure your mixture is become nice, spreadable, and kind of a bit fluffy. But if you're able to find it with chocolate frosting, please do use, because it's just easier. So in a medium bowl, take 1 container of a Betty Crocker whipped chocolate frosting and add 2 tablespoons of the coffee flavored liquor, or the maybe a bit of strong coffee, or take about 1 tablespoon of coffee essence. So once you incorporate all that together, what we do is we just spread on top of our cake, our ice cream cake. Right all over. Let's spread in. Once you spread your whipped chocolate frosting, as you can see, it's nice and fluffy. Use a teaspoon to just make little swirls around your topping. And what we do is next we place in the freezer for 1 hour before we start slicing. So let's freeze for at least 1 hour to make sure it's nice and firm and it's really easy to cut it. After being in freezer for at least 1 hour, as you can see, our mudslide ice cream cake, it has a beautiful layers of fudgy type cake. Basically it's almost like a brownie, and ice cream with a beautiful frosting on top. What I like to say also, when I start baking, because I was doing first time, as I said to you, I took it deeper baking pan, but as we can see now, we can easily use one of those smaller ones, rectangular baking pans, and not as tall, because as you can see, it's not extremely tall, so we can fit in a lot of various baking pans, including even this one. It's just like a sort of a bit tall. It's a Lamington really pan actually, but what I'm saying is we don't need as tall really, we don't need as deep, because actual layer of the our fudge cake, it's not really hugely sort of big, so that's which is actually great. And what I like to say also is that keep this mud slide ice cream cake in a freezer. Every time you need it to basically just take it. As you can see, it has beautiful layers, and believe me, it has excellent taste as well. And what I like to say, so I divided on 15 serves, which is 3 by 5, but you can make them smaller or larger, it's up to you, of course. And I hope you do like this interesting creation of mudslide ice cream cake dessert, and I hope you do try, because it's very easy and extremely good, because you just keep it in the freezer. Anyone comes, here you are, you have it ready, beautiful dessert. Thank you very much for your time with me today. I hope you do like it, and I hope you do try it. Everything will be in the description box. Thank you. Until next time, goodbye. I just like to edit. Once you take it from your baking pan, to make sure you're not getting any scratches, and if it's your fudge tiny bit stick to sides, just go around with something like a plastic knife around the baking pan. Flip on your hand, hold the mudslide ice cream cake, and peel off baking paper and just cut it on a slices, or cut it in a pan same time, but just using something which is not damage actual, not scratch actual baking pan. Thank you. Bye bye.